Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You were just listening to Harry Potter Meets Metal by E-Rock, as well as Transformers and Bad to the Bone.
There we go. So that being said, my friends, welcome back to the Weekly Trading Fam Show. Been broadcast here in CKMS Sound FM 104.3 on the FM dial. And my name is Recepit, and I am the show's mega host. And basically tuning in for the very first time, this is a fantastic talk show that encompasses everything between gaming, TV shows, movies, and comic books, and a whole bunch more. And of course, through the actual music break here, we're talking about what we're going to talk about next. And with that being said, we're going to talk about TV stuff.
TV stuff.
Yay! TV stuff. Hooray, 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 hooray. So, since our other minion is not here today, I guess we'll hit some balls home and talk about this wonderful TV show that 2.0 enjoys a lot. Which is called Falling Skies.
Falling Skies.
That's right.
Falling Skies news.
There is new Falling Sky news. Are you familiar with this before I start ranting and raving?
No,
like
I have not heard about the new news.
Well, here is what is going on, at least here within the Canadas, if you know what I mean. Basically, what's happening here overall is that Falling Skies is returning to this little TV show, a little TV station thingy called Space. And they just recently re-aired the actual Fallen Sky franchise last on the 22nd of December. So that would be yesterday.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know how many new episodes they're going to have there, but however, the commercials they got rolling out for that is absolutely wonderful, if you know what I mean.
Meaning they've got a bigger budget?
Well, one could hope. But however, as we talked about before previously on the show, is that they seem to have this whole thing set up where they can actually shoot anywhere in a forest like Stargate 1,
yeah,
or in an actual broken down city like Detroit, make it futuristic and stuff like that. So it's interesting. So I don't know how much of a budget more they need, but however they start walking alien stuff, and with that on the plate, that would be expensive to its own.
Well, considering the amount of CGI that they had to bring in for like the Volm and all their stuff,
yeah,
and then I'm pretty sure those skitters are a little harder to.
Yeah, I could just totally see the action producers going, so we have a whole army of skaters. Flip the table over. That's our budget for the year, man.
There we go.
It's 25 seconds, but that's our budget. God. So are you excited for Falling Skies returning to space?
I'm excited to see them come out with more.
That's awesome.
It left it off at a point where there's so many more questions to be answered.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And also remember not to judge too much from human history because the future hasn't been written yet.
Oh.
Da, 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 da. So, that's my little bit of news, but however, I got more. What do you got in your end, 2.0?
Got an interesting thing. I guess it's a little bit more on the animation side of things, but we've got Netflix having a very interesting thing that they're going to drop during the Christmas season.
All right, what are they
dropping?
dropping?
And by this, I mean they're dropping it on December 24th.
Oh, goodness gracious. That is Christmas time unto itself.
It is Christmas
dropping?
time. They are actually dropping a Turbo animated animated cartoon, not 3D.
Made by DreamWorks, right?
Yeah, made by DreamWorks. They're instead of doing the 3D animation that you went to see in the movies,
which cost hundreds and thousands of dollars per second.
they've gone over to an animation board and they've put together a little bit of a series together. So
cool.
The other interesting thing is they're putting this up and they're putting it up against all the other standard Christmas movies.
For sure.
So what's going on with dropping a TV series that has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas during Christmas?
And especially for what time of the year that Turbo keeps running around since it's snail?
I don't know.
Summertime, perhaps?
Summertime, yeah.
Summertime, yep.
it makes a little bit more sense. I think the snail would probably freeze in the winter.
Yes, regardless how quickly it may be able to run around, if you know what I mean.
He's not reaching Flash speed, so we're good.
Yeah. Do you know if the same voice cast is coming back for that? Because that's the interesting part, because you got Samuel L. Jackson that's involved with that, followed by Ronald Reynolds and a whole bunch of other voice actors.
Don't think so.
And, like, it's huge.
Do we have the same guys?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Interesting. So they're keeping their costs down low.
Yep.
Down very, very familiar.
The only voice actor that they're bringing back is the main character.
So that would be Ryan Reynolds then.
Is it? No.
Yep.
Scott Reed. No, somebody else.
Someone else altogether.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this will be all interesting how this all comes apart, especially when Netflix walks into the Christmas season with a fantastic summertime blockbuster movie franchise, and I'm quite impressed this is actually making money for them, because basically Turbo didn't do so well. So maybe the people from DreamWorks sold the rights to Netflix to make some money back, perhaps?
Might have happened.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know what? In the vein of talking about that, let's do a quick detour into
Gotcha.
Into cartoon stuff. How's that sound?
Into cartoon stuff. Okay, what do we got?
Let's jump into that. Well, basically, one of the few things is that I want to throw out there is that in Japan, they have these little. They don't have comic books. They're called manga. Maybe have you heard of this before?
Yep, I've heard about these things.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of mangas myself, and it's hard for me to read because I feel like I'm reading it backwards.
Yeah.
But anyways, in manga, exposés in the vein of animation/anime stuff, there is this franchise called War and Titan, Attack on Titan, yeah.
The Attack on Titan.
Yeah, and basically
I've been following that.
Yep, and basically Attack on Titan is actually closing the gap on One Piece, which is their #1 manga seller of Japan. So that's really, really interesting stuff there. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and based around that off just a little bit here, the 5th season of Archer is finally kicking off, which is absolutely fantastic. And we're looking at Monday, January 13th, for that to come to full fruition, which is pretty cool.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, well, the thing is, at least they're coming out with a 5th season, because for the 4th season, I didn't quite like how it just went. It ended. Yeah. It's like, what the hell is this? Craziness. And all that being said as well, speaking of Netflix and cartoons and the Cartoon Network, moving forward with that, they plan to have full episodes of Christmas seasonal stuff and having that run for a full 24 hours on the Cartoon Network. So basically, as I'm putting my English and verbs and concepts together, basically Cartoon Network plans to run 24 hours straight of nothing but Christmassy type-like cartoons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, look,
as long as they're playing the Christmas episode of the real Ghostbusters, I would be happy.
And also it's like, look, Mom, they're playing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the 500th time. It doesn't stop. It keeps going on and on and on. And I have to feel sorry for the people who work at the actual box stores, because they come home from hearing the Christmas tunes that they try to subliminally put out of their minds the whole day, and they turn on their favorite television Cartoon Network, and there it is again. It's following them.
Oh yeah,
there's a psychological warfare going on here, folks.
Once upon a time, when I was working at Zeller's, that was the same Christmas movie every 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, for sure. So basically, let's get this back to that. That's basically all I got for the cartoon stuff for this week. But nevertheless, keep talking about what's going on.
Yeah, TV.
Well, the biggest note I have here...
Yeah,
and since one of our minions is not here to actually share with us with what's happening in regards to into this, The Walking Dead premiered its mid-season finale. And this is a mid-season finale, which is very, very interesting. And the thing is that this actually broke records. Just basically double checking here. Yep, basically Walking Dead episode 2. All that remains is basically just. Oh no, sorry, that's incorrect. Basically, the mid-season finale of Walking Dead highlighted a ratings, are you ready for this, of 12.1 million viewers that actually tuned in to watch this season finale as I tried to verbally
Yep.
all of this wonderful, fantastic stuff. And on top of all that, the thing is, I gotta tell you, it was a really interesting way how they shut the show down. They killed some main characters off. Are you familiar with a character called Ass Kicker? Basically, it's the baby of Rick that basically was born in the prison. Well, there is this storyline that's taking place that she actually might be dead. So it's all bets off on characters continuing to exist within this program. So it was very interesting how this all came together. Plus, on top of that, thank goodness the governor finally died. Which is a character I did not like. It was a character I wanted to hate, but after a while I'm going, why is this taking place? Because sometimes with TV shows, you give certain liberties.
Yeah.
And the suspension of disbelief to further the plot and stuff like that. But there was some stuff that the actual governor was doing with the Logan was going, if I was there, this wouldn't go down like this. And the way it works is like, wow. It was really, really, heartbreaking to see these characters die because, just so much emotional stuff. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's definitely an episode I highly recommend people who like watching The Walking Dead. And now we have to wait until February for the season opener for The Walking Dead Part 2-ish thingy.
No, at least you don't have to wait until April for Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy, so, let the Games of Thrones people suffer. Wait a minute. Are you a Game of Thrones type of guy? Nah.
There's some good fight scenes.
I dig it.
And the red wedding was definitely a red wedding.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
That's about all that I've seen of it.
Gotcha. Well, basically speaking of Walking Dead, and all those people who are looking for the next Walking Dead fix, if you happen to have one of the new game console thingies, I think it's actually the older game consoles.
The older game.
We're talking about Xbox 360. We're talking about the PlayStation 3, stuff like that. Primarily, they're having the Walking Dead video game, which is called Season 2 of All That Remains. And it should be quite interesting how this works. And it's basically coming out again for PC, PlayStation 3, and also for the Mac. And that's how all that's coming together. So with that being said, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back with some more weekly training and Phantom goodness. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Perfect.